Hi, lots of times I talk about automation and write about it. The odd thing just crops up in your eye that you think, wow, you got to just share it. Let me share something here. I was working with something I haven't used in quite some time, a tool called Docparser. Basically what it does is it extracts data out of documents. It identifies data in Word, PDF, image-based documents. How does it do it? Uses zone low CR, advanced pattern recognition, helps keyword anchors, you name it, does it all. I was playing with this and haven't actually used it in quite some time, and I thought might as well share it with you to see if it's of any use to you. So look, here's the Docparser panel. Great website, lovely page, lots of stuff that's actually pretty helpful. See in here, take your organization type, finance, accounting. I think it actually does it for quite a few. Looks like it's got quite a few positive reviews as well. So I got a temporary account, which was fantastic, easy to do. Let's log in, see what we can do here. Example of a invoice I was playing with earlier on, but let me just try and do another one here just so you can see it. So create a new parser, in other words, extracting something from an invoice. And you notice here, there's actually a lot of different templates that are available when you log in. I think the company are attempting to do more and more of these. So if you're a finance department or an org procurement department, whatever it is, and of all these different types of companies that you deal with, templates are already built if you so want, or if you want, you can actually start with a blank template, give it a name, my Amazon import, continue. All very point and click, isn't it? Let's just upload a document. Again, look at the different file types here: PDF, doc, DOCS, PNG, JPG, TIFF. A whole lot of different documents in the mix here. And again, pre-sampled parses, as was there earlier on. I've put a document into a folder for a little bit of fun. Again, doesn't take too long. Let's open up a document and pop it into the mix. So here you go. Let me just remove my personal address, but if you don't want to write to me, it's available online anyway. So here is a document. I bought a book. I'm an executive coach, thought I'd buy one. And this is something I do all the time. I take the content out of Amazon where I spent way too much money, take the price out, the address out, who I bought it for, what I did it, why I bought it, and then copy the details up into my files. Oh, let me just take this into my desktop, Docparser. Here we go, Amazon book invoice. And it goes, automatically scans it. Click OK. So we're all good at this moment in time. So let's just continue on. Let's have a look. What's it doing? So this, believe it or not, is a method where I'm starting from blank. I could have started from one of the templates I mentioned earlier on. Here it's looking for me to find various information. So fixed text, variable position text. If there's data in the table as well, I can strip it out. Dates or something else, phone numbers, email addresses, and numbers. I tend to come in and look at finance details, but let's pick one here anyway. Let's pick a date. So I go into the document, and of course, like, there you go. There's the actual date itself. Confirm. Here we go. Automatic detection. Y month D, or year month date. If I actually want to change that, then I can. Remember, I'm in the UK, folks. Year, date, month, year. Off we go. So again, first piece of document is created. Add a new rule. What do I want to do this time? Text, variable position, table of data. Well, let's do table of data just for a bit of fun here. So down we go. So here is the table of data that I have earlier on. Notice the very good book, by the way. Local guy in Ireland wrote this. So all I'm actually doing is separating out these columns because I want the data in the middle here. If I want to end this in any way to give the piece of software a little bit of an idea where things are, I just take that, hit confirm. What you're looking at here is the ability of someone who hasn't got great technical skills to be able to separate out the data. Notice it's all here. If I need to go back, by the way, and just edit this a little bit more, I can go back and do that one as well. But let's just take the save data for the moment. And again, you can see it all separated out. Continue editing in here if I want to amend or play with this, but let's just save this rule. Add a new rule. Let's go and get the total here, just for a little bit of fun. Again, it's on the bottom of the invoice, so that's exactly what I want, the invoice total. There we go, picked it up automatically, and we're good. That's us. Prepare for export. The data is now available. I can go in here if I want, by the way, at any stage, requeue, parse it, but it's already being parsed. It's uploading the file. It's performing an automatic action. And if I want, as I said, I can delete this. I can requeue it, do it at a later date. Why might you want to do that? Well, for example, let's say you get a lot of invoices in, but you don't want to actually pay them until the end of the month. Then you could queue up all your documents, automatically import and parse. In other words, take the date out, run it at that particular date and time. And then what you could do is export the data out into Excel. That way there you don't pay anybody too early. So let's take it out in Excel. Might not be able to see this, folks, because it's going to sit on a different screen, but I'll open it up in a moment and share the document with you. But here we go. All the fields that we had a moment ago. Let's just delete out a lot of these. I don't want to see this, but it'll give you more information than you need, which is always a good thing. When it was parsed, when it was processed, the basic information that I wanted, these two bits. Remember, date formatted and the number. So what I can do, and this is a very, very simple example, just to show you that you can point and click. So if you work in a finance team and you're not confident with your IT tech, notice I haven't done a great deal. I've literally went into Docparser, which is a cloud-based tool, went import, uploaded a financial document, and I chose a blank template for parsing to teach it. That's saved from now on and forever and a day so that I can use it at any time that I want. And I basically went in and thought, when's the invoice date? If I want the invoice number, of course, I could have got that, how much it was the total. And now I can take this data, copy and paste it into my finances. You can imagine if you got hundreds and hundreds of documents a month, you upload them to a file share. You don't have to upload them individually, by the way. You can set up a method where it actually checks in a particular folder, and then you can use webhooks, APIs. You can actually get it emailed into a folder as well. And anybody who's running enterprise accounts departments, staff are quite expensive, remember. I don't mean that in a rude extent. That's the reality of today. And I seen a stat recently, I'm not too sure it was, could have been McKinsey Bain or something like that, but it talks about, 40%, if not up to 60% of people's time is actually spent on non-productive tasks. You can imagine hundreds of invoices going into your finance system, ERP system, CRM system every single month. If you could set up an automated batching system by pointing and clicking that it automatically goes into each of those invoices, parses or extracts the actual data, copies them into an Excel sheet, allowing you to copy and paste, then you can get on with the real valuable piece of work. Why am I showing you this? Well, I haven't used Docparser in a long while. They've other products around the same company. And I play with these things on weekends, and I forget to send them out to folks. I put out a lot of other writing and other content for people to share. But today I just thought I'd share a very practical example. It shows you that things don't have to be expensive. Things that are in the cloud these days work really, really well. And if you are in a finance department, procurement department, or any real department that needs to take data out of documents, extract it, and then copy it and paste it into somewhere else, you can do it. And this is interesting because if you don't have time to do this, I did a call with the Docparser team as well, just to see how they perform. I got Antonio, by the way, who is the most wonderful Irish-Spanish accent. He's lived in Ireland for years, so patient, walked me through it. And I said to him, well, what if I don't have time to do this, Antonio? And he went, Kieran, we will do it for you. We've actually got a service where if your finance team, your procurement team, your manufacturing team, your HR team, whoever it is who are importing documents on a one-off or regular basis, we'll build these for you so it's automatically done. I thought, what a fantastic service. So folks, look, if you're looking for a cloud-based tool that allows you to upload multiple documents or a document, parse, I extract the data. The data can be in a standard template, as you've seen right at the very beginning there. There's a whole host of invoices or documents that have already been created as templates for some of the largest manufacturers or companies in the world or banks or whatever else. You can do that, or do what I did, which is simply point, click, watch the date, upload, copy and paste it out. Or if you've got any IT skills or you use the Docparser team's help, you can take that data, automatically put it into an Excel document. You can use RPA or intelligent automation to take the outputs of the file and move it somewhere else. So like a moment ago, I showed you a very simple example. Let me show you a slightly more detailed example to show you some of the power of this actual tool. Really interesting tool as well. I have to say, a lot of fun doing this. Let me just present my screen, share a screen. Let me just show you something slightly more involved than the first example. Let me swap the view here as well so you see more of it than me. But a moment ago, I had the Amazon import. You'll recognize that as the parse a moment ago. That was the very simple one. Again, very easy point and click menu to find. Here's one I prepared earlier in the greatest tradition. Let me just have a look at this. This is my book, in case you didn't know. I wrote a book before. And again, if I want at any stage, I can click on this book or click on this link here. And what you'll see is the data that I've extracted earlier on. So in this one here, I wanted the order number, I wanted the date, I wanted the invoice number. I have a more complex set or more complex table. Again, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same principles as the last time I separated out into different tiles and tablets. In I come. And again, if I want to export this file, let me just take 1 second to do it. I'll have to stop presenting and share it again in 2 seconds. So stop screen. Let me make sure this is opening up in the background. Here we go. You can't see this, but I can. Let me move that to where I want it to go. I'll stop sharing for 1 little second. Stop screen. Open up my folder. Again, you can imagine the time this is going to save for finance departments. Any department, really. I keep mentioning finance, but folks who are using these files all the time. Myself, and that's what I'm trying to do at this weekend, is do some finance work, folks. Do some finance work. But here you go. Here's the file that I exported out into Excel. As I said, there's webhooks to go into everything. So over we go. Let me just spread that out a little bit. But notice there's the invoice number that I mentioned earlier on, the invoice date. Invoice date just formatted slightly differently. So if your accounting system works in different ways, your CRM, your ERP, whatever it is, tax ID, order numbers, and item lines are in there as well. I could have counted those up. And again, there's all the books, there's all the quantities. Now I just take all this information, take all the total, copy it into my finance system, and job done. Fascinating tool. Very, very simple. I think sometimes when we say intelligent automation, we talk about low-code tools. Everybody assumes they're going to be really complex. Tools don't have to be complex. And this price point, please look at your own pricing. There's a 30-day trial on it, and then you can provide various pricing right the way up to enterprise and adjust the amount of time you keep documents for security reasons. And that's the other thing. It is a secure package as well. I noticed that it's HTTPS, it's encrypted. You can do it for all of those companies that are working across multiple zones as well. You can actually store your data, make sure it's GDPR compliant, and a whole lot more. And I notice all those things sit for quite some time in queue or in the system itself. So you've got a backup when you want to come back to it. But great package. You can see here, I've just keep downloading in Excel, but if you want character separated file, or as I said, if you have some computing skills, JSON file, extensible markup file, XML, so you could integrate that into other items. If you want, you can actually integrate it already, or direct integrations into all these different tools, all the ones you might expect. Or again, one of my favorite here, and this is where I'll start playing with this a little bit more next time, Zapier, if you want to integrate it with a lot of other applications. I think it says here 3,000 cloud-based. Microsoft Power Automate, for everyone who is into Power Automate, Workato, favorite product of mine in there. And again, look, custom integrations. You can get data coming in from inbound emails, HTTP REST APIs, FTP servers. Oh gosh, it's all in here. Notice a lot of add-ons in this product as well. There's what I was saying. If you want, you can actually get the team in Docparser to do this for you. Rollover version control, multi-factor authentication, again, talks about security here as well. You can adjust your rules at any stage here to check the things that you want. But interesting tool, folks. Look, I recommend it. Have fun with it. Let's see what I can manage to get it to do next time on something really complex. And you never know, my finance details or my banking could be sorted out in the matter of moments. And if you free me up time to do that, I'm buying into it. Thanks, folks. Enjoy.